Hello and welcome. It's the 5th installment of the slash and stab extravaganza Scream, and I'm not sure when exactly it's releasing in India, but here in the UAE it already has, and so here's the review. First up, what is it about this time around? So the doomed neighborhood of Woodsboro is once again rocked by a serial stabber with a ghost face mask. At the center of his stabbing spree this time are two young sisters who have a complex connection with one of the yesteryear killers. So who all will perish in this latest bloodbath? Of course, I'm not gonna tell you that because this is a zero spoilers review like always, but what I will tell you is whether or not Scream is worth your time and money. In an early scene in the movie where characters are openly guessing and naming each other as suspects, one of them explains how this installment is a requel, a kind of distant sequel of the original with the legacy characters mixing up with the brand new ones in a plot that is eerily similar to the very first film. Because here the two directors, Matt and Tyler, make it abundantly clear that it always goes back to the original. This one does, and how? Now it may sound like a dangerous idea to keep tailgating the original so closely simply because it can quickly become repetitive, but this Scream is not only surprisingly unpredictable and also very bold and very bloody like never before. Now I would say it's the bloodiest, and call me a sadist, but I love it. Of course, it all begins like it always does, and the setup isn't any different either, but the execution this time is chillingly blunt and sharp. Blunt in trying to be nothing more than a dark slash fest, and sharp in its wit to be entertaining despite being too overindulgent and meta. Yes, because there's so much self-referencing to the Scream Hall of Fame. As one of the character points out, sometimes it really does feel like every decade or so, some idiot gets an idea to put on a mask and go about stabbing people for no apparent reason. And yet it's baffling how the people of this town and the police never get any wiser. They still love binging on cheesy horror flicks and party hard even when the killer is on the loose. Maybe because some of them have special powers to survive any kind of attack. That's not a spoiler. But then again, being attacked or killed seems like just all in a day's work for the residents of Woodsboro. For the fans though, it's really satisfying to see the reunion of the original star victim Sydney Prescott, played by Neve Campbell, the nosy and spirited reporter Gail Weathers, meaning our very own Courtney Cox, Monica from Friends, and the goofy cop Dewey Riley, played by David Arquette. Well, they don't overpower the narrative, but we really wish they had more to do. This reunion and most of the brutal action scenes are the highlight of this high-tension mystery thriller. Among the fresh faces, the young Melissa Barrera looks gorgeous. Actually, she has quite an Indian face, which is why I like her even more. She even performs adequately well as the beleaguered Sam Carpenter. Jenna Ortega is aptly cast as the vulnerable Tara Carpenter, whose motley group of friends are a bunch of cliches. To be honest, since the first installment, the Scream franchise has often tried to stay relevant, but it's always been a bit of a hit or miss. However, this time, going back to the basics in letter and spirit seems to have worked totally well for this franchise. But is this one a requel, a reboot, a sequel, or a fan fiction? Who's to say really? Whatever it is, this new Scream pretty much kills it on the big screen. I'm going with no. Check my full review in the Times of India. The rating is also there. Of course, you can connect with me on Instagram and on Facebook and on Twitter. It's @ReviewRon or @Ronak Kotecha on Twitter. If you have caught Scream or if you are going to watch it whenever it releases, please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, and please hit the bell icon if you've already done so. But even if you don't do any of these things, thank you so much for watching this one. Please take care of yourself and those around you. Jai Hind.